Hey everybody, how we doing? Pemberley, how we doing? Alfred, Bill, how we doing? Hey Robert, Julia, Brandon. Haven't done a Q&A in a while. I've done a lot of stuff over the last 2 months, running around and doing crazy stuff. I wanted to jump on here, do a little chat for a while, let you guys know what's going on next week. Hey Sarah, Margaret, awesome Brandon, glad you like the books. Um, I will be at the Mass Paracon on Saturday for the Demonology panel. I might get there earlier, but I'll only be there for Saturday, I believe. Hey, Randy, Trudy. Yeah, Alfred was definitely freaked out last last week at the old farmhouse in Connecticut. He was terrified, just to say the least. Hey, Vicky, how we doing? Hey, Andrew. Pemberley, well, it's going to be around the North Carolina area next week. Thank you, Trudy, for the super chat. Ghost emojis for Trudy. Thanks so much. I'll tell you guys about that. What's going on for next week? Hey, Judy. So, well, I'll probably have to say it a few times. So next week, I'm heading to North Carolina. I'm helping Billy with the new documentary about the possessed girl, about the story. We hired an actress to play her and her son, to do the whole black magic ritual she did and all the crazy stuff, possession things that was going on. And then Eric's meeting me down there, and we're going to be live streaming around the North Carolina area. Um, Planning to do that Thursday, Friday night. Saturday night, we have a residential case that we're going to be streaming at. I believe Judy will be there with us. It's actually a case she gave me, a friend of hers. Sunday, we are planning to go do the Cabin on 360, which you've been before, and that's really a creepy ass place. Last time they were doing construction on the cabin, and we weren't able to go there, and I believe that we're able to go there now. So Eric and I will be there Sunday. So we have a bunch of streaming going on next week. It's going to be a lot of driving for me, but excited to get this documentary done and do another little trip as we're going into spooky season. I'm going to try to do as many. I'm gonna do a lot of streaming um, this month in October. I'm gonna be streaming for you guys a lot. Um, I've been so freaking busy with stuff, but I have shirts available and I have signed pictures that I was selling at the conferences. I'm gonna be putting up on my website probably by next week. I'm just gonna take a picture of them and you can start buying those if you want. Um, and I'm gonna revamp my Patreon. Since Periscope is no longer existent, I'm going to make it part of YouTube. And so, but I'm going to be streaming a lot. I'll be doing a lot more Q&As again as we're going into fall. I got events coming up. I hope to do some book signings here in Connecticut and maybe screen Malefice sometimes, and going to try to set up some stuff. But hello, Susan. There is plans to finish another third book. But we'll see when that'll be done. Hope everyone's been enjoying their summer. I know we get the last weekend of our summer this weekend, and it's sad, but we go into spooky season for the next 2 months. It's like holiday season for someone like myself, and for any of you that are interested in the paranormal. Thank you, Pemberley. Yes, I always try to show respect to spirits all the time. And I'm just doing a Q&A, guys. So if you have a question about some of the investigations that we went on recently, or something that you want to mention or ask me, go right for it. How did I get started, Margaret? It was by mistake. Trying to prove to a friend that was a skeptic. Took him to a local cemetery that had a lore of three when white they would chase you out, and I went there trying to prove to him that ghosts are real. And instead, I had my first experience of a little girl spirit responding to me, and she followed me home, and that's really how it started. And I started going out and investigating constantly. Oh, cool, Andrew. Yeah, I mean, I saw a shadow of a little girl 2, 3 weeks after that first experience. Sorry, guys, I'm multitasking. I was trying to go live on TikTok at the same time here. So, sorry if I'm distracted here. Definitely not by accident. Looking back at that, yes. What's the scariest experience I've had? Um, I mean, I've had many scary experiences. I don't know which one per se um, would be the scariest. Um, but whatever you could imagine, I've experienced it. I've seen things with hooves, red eyes, tails, shadow figures with horns. I've been pulled out of my bed by my ankle, doors slamming, been scratched, been punched, been hit, been growled at, objects picked up and thrown. I mean, you name it, I've experienced it. um, you guys, is everyone familiar with the documentary that I just released, Malefice? That's one of the scariest stories that took place against me too. If you haven't seen it, um, you can watch it online, or you can get a signed copy of the DVD through my website if you live in the U.S. If you want me to direct you how to watch it or get a copy, let me know. Flipping coins, that was crazy, Jeff, huh? Nothing like validations when you pick up something psychically. It's called Malefice. Thank you, Brandy. Glad you enjoyed it. That was a really crazy story. I wrote about that in my first book. And again, guys, if you don't have a copy of my book or my first two books, you can get a signed copy from my website, seandaustin.com, as well as a signed copy of the DVD Malefice, SEAN, D as in David, AUSTIN.com. All the info is there, and I'll be adding shirts and signed pictures of me standing in front of the Amityville house. Um, I'll be updating that website with more stuff. And like I said, I'm going to be streaming a lot. Um, and we're planning to have this documentary about the possessed girl by Halloween. So that's how I'm going also next week to North Carolina to get that done. Hello, Laurel. What is your most heightened sense when you're investigating? It depends, Alfred. It depends what's being triggered. Yeah, it was interesting. I know some people are saying, yeah, it's a mouse, this and that. I just looked at it. I mean, that would be one hell of a huge mouse. Considering I literally on on the full video, I said I saw a black sphere coming out of the bathroom, and he caught it on his camera. So that's number one weird. It looks like to me it's not on the ground. It's slow, and if it was a mouse, there's human beings in a small room. That thing would probably, in my opinion, would scatter and jet very quickly. Um, and number three, I think those beds don't even have you can't even go under the bed. Those hotel beds where it's just like it's wood under the bed. I don't even think you can go on the bed. And I don't know. So, in my opinion, I think it's pretty strange. Margaret, well, that's a good question. I mean, here in Connecticut, it's very haunted. Indiana's got loads of places. Ohio, I mean, um, I would say, some of those places for sure. West Virginia, Virginia. I've been all over the country, and the last year. I mean, remember the trip that we did last year? This month. That was the craziest paranormal road trip ever, and that was during the crazier part of the pandemic. The seven haunted locations, 7 days in a row, was insane. That was an insane, unforgettable experience that week, and all the places that we hit and the stuff that went on was just unbelievable. I've investigated the Conjuring House. Yes, that video is on this channel. It's on there. Um, if there's something I could tell myself, um, I mean, obviously, it's the things you want to learn about and warn you of. Um, but I think whatever dark experience that I've gone through is for a reason. So I wouldn't have been able to develop spiritually and become stronger um, by having some of the experiences that were unfortunate for me, that were dark and freaking and creepy. So I guess I wouldn't want to take back any of it. I really should say. No. Has a ghost ever attached to you than a family member? I mean, I believe so. If you want to watch the documentary Malefice, is a perfect example of an evil spirit wanting revenge against me for crossing over some spirits. Something crawling? Yeah, Laurel. Yeah. Is there a place you'd love to go but you haven't been able to? Yeah, Amityville Horror House. I'm a demonologist, so my faith is Catholicism. Um, so my faith is what guides me. Yeah, I'm having issues with this. I don't know what I signed in with TikTok. This crap. No. You said you felt Kaba's Lex. What do you think they're trying to tell you in those moments? Uh, Most of the time, Alfred, I would say that they're touching me. They're trying to get my attention. They're attracted to my energy. They know that I can pick up and feel those things pretty easily. So I think they would come to me for that reason. But it just depends. If there's another feeling that comes along with just being touched in the face, do I have a creepy feeling? Um, Things like that. It just depends. Most of the time, I agree, Vicky. God. A feeling of intimidation would be feeling oppressive, pressure on your chest. You feel like you're being watched. You feel threatened. The air's thick. There'd be some sort of negative connotation to the environment or something that you're experiencing individually where you would be able to associate whether or not that is something of intimidation. Oh, wow. Andrew. No idea what I did. Halloween's coming up. Does this have any effect on your work? I mean, I think the level of acknowledgement people in general think about ghosts. Um, So it does liven up a lot of activity because of that, because acknowledgement actually does energize spirits. So, in that way. And yeah, I definitely think the mindset of people will draw in more experiences and energize the spirits and the types of places they're going, because people get excited about it and think about it more. It's ridiculous. Gosh. You said you saw red orbs before. What does that mean again? If I see a red orb, it usually means like an angry or evil spirit. It could be one of the two, in my experience. Please tell me I can get in now. Hey, Jennifer. Sorry, guys. I was literally trying to do this. If water is a spirit conduit, why doesn't investigators bring a lot of it with them? Well, I think it wouldn't be able to do as much as you'd want if you're just going to bring in um, just a bucket of water. The weather as a whole. If it's pouring rain, the entire property's getting hit with water. I think that would energize to a level where it could do something. I mean, something of a minute level, I don't think it might do as much. Xavier, how we doing? Seven, six. God, I think I actually got it. For the love of God. How was it impossible? Yep, the weather can definitely affect paranormal activity as a whole, guys. Here, let's see. This is what I'm gonna try to do from now on, since I'm just doing this for the first time. Just multitasking here. See how this works. Do this from now on. Setting up TikTok to go live on the other. I am back in Connecticut. I am Connecticut. Probably so, Alfred. Maybe you have to go back there. Another. Weird. Whatever. Yep, that was weird, Alfred. That's September 18th when I'll be there, Vicky. Sounds good, Brandy. It'll be after the North Carolina trip. Um, yeah, I'm doing a demonology panel in Massachusetts on the 18th of September. It's like a dinner and discussion. I don't know if there's any more tickets. It was sold out. They added like 10 more tickets for it. Hello, if you're just coming in from TikTok, I'm live here on YouTube as well. I am answering people questions about the paranormal. I'm a demonologist. I'm a medium, paranormal investigator. And if there's a story you want to share or ask me a question about the paranormal, go right ahead. Um, yeah, this is what I'm going to try to do from now on and double it up. Hello, 3D CPO. And do you have a family, Sean? Wife, kids? No, I do not have wife or kids. I do not have any of that. I'm still a bachelor of the paranormal. Appreciate the new follow on TikTok. Appreciate you guys if you share this out. If you want to ask me a question about ghosts or the paranormal, share a story, shoot, and it goes for you guys here on YouTube too. Sean, did you hear about the boy who stabbed his girlfriend to death 114 times in Florida? He's blaming demon made him. No, that's terrible. I did not. The ghost ladies love me. Yeah. Well, the invisible female spirits have less drama than the real ones, so that's a plus. Appreciate you guys if you're just liking this video, if you're just coming in on TikTok, and as well as you guys if you're just coming in, give a thumbs up to this video if you can. And again, anyone who has questions on both sides of the fence here, shoot. I'm gonna be doing a lot of music stuff. I had the most beautiful and sad paranormal experience recently on something I was doing, a project I was doing, and I can't say anything about it right now, but it moved me so much that I inspired me to write a song about it. And I'm gonna go to Nashville and record some songs in November, and it's gonna be something crazy. I was crying. I couldn't stop tearing up. It was a really insane thing that happened. I can't wait to share that with you when I can. Um, Hello, guys. Well, welcome, new the Empress. Thank you for the new sub from the UK. You have a lot of ghosts in your life? Well, share a story. You want to say something or ask me a question? Go right ahead. Um, But first come is this next week. It's gonna be awesome. I'll be taking pictures behind the scenes of the documentary about the possessed girl that was pregnant, a case that I dealt with and I wrote about in my second book. And we're gonna be doing some live streaming in around North Carolina. We got a few haunted locations to do, and so that'll be exciting. As always, anyone who wants to donate towards our crazy trips with Eric and I, we always thank you for that support. It definitely helps out with getting around all these places, hotels and gas and all that shit. Um, my son Henry says hello. Hello, Henry. Again, anything you guys want to ask about the paranormal, this is why I'm doing these. And I'll be doing this more when I'm not moving around and going, traveling to haunted locations and doing live streams. Can you explain about the power of holy water? Well, yes. I mean, obviously, you know, my faith and God, and I use that as for protection. For the fact of it being blessed, energizes to the point where it makes the negativity of these spiritual energies that are negative in nature stray away. They just watch you. Well, happens to me a lot too. Sometimes they just like to watch. It's like the ghostly version of Big Brother. Powerball 365 million next drawing is Saturday. If I win, I'm getting you an RV. Thanks, Trudy. Evening, Justin. Have you dealt with many possessions? There's only one case that I really dealt with true possession. It's the documentary that's coming out by Halloween, and I'm going to work on it next week and while I'm in North Carolina. Um, it's an insane story. It's insane, Hollywood level crazy shit. Um, that is the only one I dealt with that was truly possession wise, and considering she was pregnant during that time, it's a pretty harrowing story, to say the least. Wonder how dominance works in the spirit world. Seems to always have. Yeah, I think it's dependent on a lot of factors we can only speculate about, Alfred, depending on the location, the history of the souls, what led them there. Are they associated with these souls when they were alive? Is that why they're trapped because of the connection to them when they were alive? I mean, there's just a bunch of different things that it could be dependent on where you're going and what they're, um, you know, connected to, why they're there and why they're being held back or being bullied. Sorry to hear about that. Everyone has the ability; it's in them. Hey, Justin. There are hierarchies of demons like angels, Jennifer. Yes, 100%. That's why you have like lower level minion demonic things, and then you have the higher level ones. Of course, Alfred. I've interviewed some interesting people in my time when I used to have a podcast when I first was getting involved in the work because I wanted to pick their brains. And I remember actually interviewing a psychologist that actually worked with exorcists. Imagine that, a psychologist, and he actually told me about witnessing a levitation and things that he witnessed that were really out of the norm for someone of his line of work, to say the least, which is pretty fascinating. And he's been known for some big cases. Um, those types of things are rare, but they do happen. Do you have a place that's calling you back to it? For instance, a feeling that you haven't quite finished yet. I can sense Sean is a good soul. I see in his eyes. They say eyes are. Thank you. Appreciate that. New. There are places that do that to me, Margaret. Um, I have to think about where currently that is. I've done a little bit exploring in Canada. Hey, Megan, what's up, Green Team? I'm kind of doing live YouTube here and TikTok at the same time. Going to start trying to do this. But those places interest me the most. The ones that try to draw me back, or the ones that actually sit with me for a while. I call it like spiritual ooze. They want you, I don't know, to come back, or it just lingers around you for a while. I don't know what it is, but those are the ones I really like to write about, think about, and definitely go back to those locations to try to unravel a little bit more, more to the layers of it. Yeah, if you guys aren't aware of my new documentary, if you want to get a copy of the DVD, I'll sign it, send it out in the US. Just go to my website, SeanDAustin.com, SEAN, D as in David, AUSTIN, or you can stream it online from Scare Network. And we got one hell of a documentary coming out by Halloween. That's what we're going to work on next week. This story is just absolutely terrifying. I had to get on the phone with the kid that's going to act as the son, and then something he did to me on the phone. What he said to me is just the most disturbing thing ever, and I think some of you guys know that. Hey, Megan, back in town. I'm in Connecticut now, but yes, sounds good, Megan. How can someone protect themselves in a room of wolves before they start investigating? Well, you know the answer, Alfred. What I would say to that. Oh, awesome, new. Glad you liked Malefice. That's my faith that where it comes in. You know. If you're in a bad place, I'll sense it. But if I feel something trying to attack me, I'll say in the name of Jesus Christ, back off. I revoke your permission to attack me. Say it with conviction and faith. With that tone of voice. It's not like I'm just going to throw holy water around. Um, because that holy water is not going to do what it's capable of doing for you if you don't believe in it. So that's an important element. Hello, LR. How we doing? Been a while. Just coming on here, doing a little Q&A for a little bit. Just telling everybody what I'm doing next week with live streams. Another trip coming at you. We'll be streaming, Eric and I, again. Yes, if you have faith in your heart. That's right. Are you going to have another series for TV, John? Um, I've worked on another project. I can't talk about it right now, but when I can, I'll definitely let you know. But I hope to land some more opportunities in the meantime as well. If you know that drill. I might have missed your question, Alfred. What'd you say? How do you feel about ghost hunting shows on TV? Oh, nice, Deb. Um, obviously, I like to be there myself, first person. So I used to watch those shows on myself, but now it's all about the firsthand experience. Do you think a spirit can decide last minute what objects and what it wants to attach to, for instance, before you take something with you from a location? When you say last minute, you're thinking about the time conception that we are affected by in the physical plane. They probably already know who they want to attach to before you get to the location. They probably already have that idea. Um, there'd have to be a permission somehow, or something that was. I would think the energy to an inanimate object would somehow be connected to its history, not just all of a sudden be haunted. Just because if it wants to latch onto a person to follow a person home, I think it would probably want to latch onto the person, and not try to latch onto an object somehow energetically and try to connect to that. I think our energy and how we engage the spirit world, and our intent and going to these places and taking that risk kind of puts us in that position to be having that scenario take place where something could latch onto you for whatever the reason. It might be able something you did during the investigation or a place you walked on, and it connects to you on a level that you can only speculate about. Yeah, I know, LR. Yeah, I'll definitely be doing some more of those again these next 2 months. I'm an empath, and my house is active, and I'm gifted, but I held it back for years, but now I'm becoming more open. Well, if you have the gift, I think you have it for a reason. Hey, Kathy. I don't think there's just one obvious sign, Alfred. It could be one of many things, but some sort of experiences will happen after a while. Yeah, had to drive through the crazy flooding today with the hurricane. It was not fun. Appreciate everyone on TikTok. If you can share this out to anyone that wants to watch, or please, if you're coming in here, there's people bouncing in and out. Um, Ask a question, share a story or something about ghosts. My God, I used to do that on Periscope all the time, and I see, with TikTok, I see like people coming in, and it's kind of like Periscope because like you're getting a lot of random people that have never seen your stuff before, and they don't have that capability on YouTube. That's the one thing that sucks I miss about Periscope because I could literally do a Q&A, and all of a sudden like you have like 100 new followers out of nowhere that never saw you before. Um, but I don't know how these algorithms work on all these different platforms. It's so confusing. I do miss Periscope though. Um, yeah, I had mental issues, illnesses that held a lot back. Need to learn about protecting myself and grounding myself. Absolutely new. That's important. How many guides do you have, and how have any left or joined since you started in the field? I really don't know. I mean, I've really never figured out my guides per se, but I know that Archangel Michael. Um, I just had a really insane vision recently um, of Archangel Michael. I actually had a vision of big, huge freaking wings, and he's hovering over. hundreds of shadow figures, head and shoulders, and he was floating with the wings. So he was just, the wings were stationary, but he was kind of floating over them, and he's looking down at them as if they were peasants. And all of a sudden, he just looks up and aims his sword up like this, and then he's flying up. And then as he's flying up in the air, he's looking down at me, and he goes, "Keep following the way of the cross." And then he's soaring up. Um, um, I, I've never. It's been a while since I've had a profound angelic vision like that. Um, it's been a while, and that was really really something else. Thank you, Trudy, for the rose. See, now I'm sitting here talking about spirits, and now I feel like someone's touching me in my face, and they could call in. Where's that, Sarah? Glad to see you're okay. In the news, they said there were a lot of people that lost. Yeah, it's really sad. Oh, that's cool, Deb. Yeah, Sarah, I do miss that feature too. That was great. What area in your place do you feel like spirits like to make themselves known? While I'm sleeping, all the places I go, I just stuff happens. I'll doze off and people whisper my name in my ear, hear baby crying, or someone just call out my name. It's just little things that happen on and off. It's not something that's everyday occurrence. Um, it's just one of those things that come in and out with these experiences. But being a medium and having that sensitivity to spirits as a whole, and all these places that I've been, um, you just never know what's going to happen next, really. Yeah, there's no privacy when it comes to ghosts, so that's out the window. Oh, thank you, Deb. Ghost emojis for Deb. Yeah, I'm gonna be streaming the heck out of stuff, guys, coming up. This is spooky season. I don't mess around with spooky season, and it's been really crazy and busy and stuff going on the last couple of months. So, Margaret, um, there are psychics in my family tree that my aunt discovered, as well as white witches, were allegedly witches that did good. So interesting enough, there are people allegedly that were psychics in my family tree. I'm just experimenting with this TikTok stuff. I mean, I see a lot of people using it, and just it's just another way to attract other people, seeing what you're doing. Hmm. Yeah, it's an interesting thought, Alfred. Um, Definitely pissed off some evil ones in the process too. But it's the one thing too when I pray for spirits, and I feel like if I'm gonna help a spirit, sometimes I like to announce like, "Hey, the only thing I ask is that you pray for me to accomplish the mission that my heart and soul desires, that I feel like I'm meant to do in this life." So I think in that retrospect, could be, these souls are being sent into heaven. If I truly have my hand in that, um, then it's got to be a positive element headed my way somehow. I would think. I would hope. Hmm. I would say so. Fate. Thank you about that LR. Thank you about that LR. My dad seems to be doing okay for now. A little slow and stuff, but he's coherent. He's there. So I appreciate you asking about him. But he just turned 89 a few days ago. This past Sunday. Crazy. Alfred's always got his questions. He's always got those. He's got all those questions. But he says he's not an investigator. He couldn't even walk 10 feet back into the kitchen. He was so terrified of what was going on in that house because the guy was obsessed with cameras and he's the camera guy and he was like, no, no, no. And I don't know if Alfred let you guys know, but he let me know that night when he got home. His wife was away, but he had to leave the light on, leave the TV on, and the door open. When typically the TV's off, the light's off, and the door's closed. Alfred was legitimately freaked the hell out. Kind of funny. Yeah, definitely, Sean. Thank you, LR. Nope, no flooding issues for my dad. Thank you, Deb. Yeah, no, all good. No, good right there. Excuse me. Alfred was definitely cracking me up the other night. I mean, I don't know if I've actually investigated a night where Alfred was there. We were actually investigating, and he was definitely having an active night. Did the tornado get close to you up there? No, that was in Jersey. I heard about it. You had your reasons, Alfred. Yeah. Yeah, Alfred didn't want the guy obsessed with cameras who was potentially a predator of sexual nature following Alfred home while he's by himself in his apartment. Hilarious. Hmm. Oh, dear Lord. Excuse me. Weird. TikTok's weird. Hmm. You always be a creative before it goes. That's right, Alfred. Have a good night, Deb. What do you think about Ghost Adventure seems too scripted? Well, I think they get fantastic evidence. What's scripted or not. I mean, it's TV, man. I've dealt with scenarios myself that I'm not happy about. Um, but in the end, I mean, you know, they've been doing it for many years. You got to give them credit for what they've been doing, and you know, it's TV. I mean, that's why also I like to do a lot of live streams because people can see the real stuff that happens. And I always told, like, when I was doing live in Periscope all the time, I mean, people, um, were there with me through a lot of the stuff that was happening that I explained about in my books. But they've, I mean, Zach has made an empire for himself. He's paved the way for many people in other TV shows, and probably I'm sure some of the opportunities that I ended up with too because of that. Um, so, mad respect towards that. His museum is freaking insane. Um, I want to go back at least another time, but you know, um, it's easy to make an assessment from when you're home. That's why I always tell people, like, even who are skeptical, it's all about firsthand experience. If you're there yourself, you know you have no rational explanation for it. That's why we call it the unexplained. You can sit there and watch any ghost show and say, "Oh, this is bull crap." And I got the same accusations too when we did our show on Travel Channel. Um, you know, I mean, how we doing, Sassy? Hello. So I mean, I've been in that same boat, and I don't have control over situations and how they um, make things present themselves on camera and how things are sliced down and edited. So I got no control over those things. So you can have opinions and stuff and think this is real or not real, but in the end, it's really got to come up to you what you think, and if you like a show, watch it or don't watch it. Um, but and believe what you want, and there could be some stuff that's real and some's maybe not so real. I mean, but that's why the live stuff is really interesting for you guys to watch. From the paranormal world, it's only something you can decide for yourself. For sure, which I was just saying, firsthand experience, 100%. Especially these days, a lot of people faking stuff just for the sake of getting attention. They don't care about the paranormal, they care about the fame. And, you know, that's why doing these live feeds, you can't really fake stuff. I mean, I'm sure people can fake shit, but you can tell what's fake and not. If you really try to pay attention and you really see who really is passionate about the research and the investigations of in the paranormal, see what they've done, see the places that they go to, you should be able to decipher who's legit and who's not. Hello, Crystal Freeman. So make that judgment yourself. Definitely Trudy. Definitely John. Thank you, Margaret. I miss Periscope. I've been to the museum. It's awesome. It's the craziest haunted museum I've ever been to. There's insane energy in that museum. What's your thoughts on Amityville? Just listening to a podcast on it today. I wrote about it in my second book. I have personal experiences having to do with that place after going to the property and the graves where the DeFeos are buried. Um, So I know firsthand that whatever happened there is a legitimacy to it. What was fabricated and what not, I don't know, but that shit followed me home. I wrote all about it in my second book, and I'm sure some of the people even in the chat here have seen some of the stuff come through regarding that. And there's even evidence on my channel, my YouTube, of some of the things that's happened. Lightning will make the paranormal more active. Absolutely. I've been quiet, guys. Didn't leave. Nice, Slim Jim. Step to Slim Jim, Andrew. How you doing, Diggy? With the spirits coming in and out of our place, I find myself using your prayers. Well, that's great to hear, Pemberley. I'm very glad for that. I put protection prayers I use in the back of my first book, Shadow Chaser. I mean, if you've been watching enough of my investigations, you see that stuff reacts to prayer. The spirits ask for prayer, and then you see what happens from that. I really do miss Periscope. I wish Periscope just flourished and then did their own like YouTube page of like videos of all your live stuff and was like on a page like YouTube. That would have been way better. Nice, Andrew. Where do you get your book again? MargaretSeanDAustin.com. If you live in the US, I mail out signed copies of my books. My newest documentary, Malefice, about a crazy demonic case I took on, which I wrote about in my first book, and the continuation of that story is in the DVD. Um, nice, Diggy. Awesome. Thank you, Vicky. Yep, that's the website, Sean D. Austin. No caps. You don't have to put any caps. Um, yeah. Thank you, Dory. Appreciate it. Yep, it was a little nuts driving in some floody. Took me 4 hours today, but I was busy. It was not fun. But I'm unscathed. I'm a little tired, but unscathed, most importantly. Hey, Simon, how we doing? If you guys have any questions in TikTok, you want to ask me questions about ghosts, paranormal, share a story while I'm doing this, you're more than welcome. It seems like TikTok people just come in and out really quickly because there's so many live feeds. I mean, people have obsession in TikTok. It's hilarious. I guess it's like Periscope. What are your upcoming plans again? Going to work on the documentary about the possessed girl in North Carolina, and at the same time, Eric and I are going to be live streaming some haunted locations around North Carolina. And on the way back up, on Sunday, we're doing the cabin on 360, which is insane haunted place. I wrote about my second book as well. Hey, Cheryl. Sorry to hear about your husband. My county was hit hard in the south, not much in my area. Well, you're lucky, Dory. Glad to hear that you're okay. Oh, I didn't even know you could do links in here, Jennifer. Thank you. Prayers your husband recovers, Cheryl. Have you ever felt a family member who has died near you? You mean a family member that I know? Have they been around me? Yeah. Bill, what is the best way to get you religious medals blessed? Should a bishop do it, or is it the same? A priest can just bless it. I mean, if you can get a legit bishop to bless it, it's fine. Just someone of religious significance. No problem. I'm gonna start doing some music stuff too. Maybe on TikTok too, playing guitar. I have this music urge in me again, and I'm gonna push for that. Glad to hear that, Cheryl. No problem. Hello, Amber. That was pretty wacky the other night. The Voodoo Woods in Georgia is absolutely insane. Random fires, chanting, something runs up. Sounds like a creepy, fantastic type of place. Do you think the storms will amp up activity, especially with all the lives lost? Always emotional events and weather are all factors at play that can increase activity 100%. Hello, Milo. No, not yet, Vicky. I'll see if I can throw it on tonight. Went on a holiday. Gotta love those hangovers. I'm sure I'll have one this weekend too. Yep, the horse galloping. That's the second time I got that on EVP, something like that. Something like that. Yeah, there's definitely weird stuff going on at Brandy's haunted old 1800s place for sure. Yeah, it sounds really interesting. I see some of you guys watching TikTok. If you want to ask me a question about ghosts or the paranormal, or you want to share something, say something in the chat. More than welcome to talk anything about ghosts. That's my forte. Been investigating the paranormal for 12 years now. So, is it true, Andrew? There you go, Dory. It was pretty bad in New York and Jersey, Amber. Luckily, I'm unscathed myself. Hey, David. Yeah, definitely interesting knowing that it's right there for sure. I swear the energy everywhere has changed immensely since COVID got really bad. It's like I can feel the negativity, sorrow. Yeah, I agree. It's not normal, unfortunately. Our world will never be the same, probably. Positive thinking, positivity. I don't know, Cheryl. Whenever I go out, you know me, I always try to show respect to spirits. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right, Alfred. It's all you. Hey, I already said hi, Milo. Paranormal dementia. Hey, Girl Rush fan, how we doing? Oh, geez, Andrew. If you guys are just coming in, we got a trip coming up this week. Eric's joining me. We're going to be doing some live stream investigations and working on the documentary that's going to be coming out by Halloween about the possessed girl. It's going to be one hell of a terrifying documentary. And same thing, it'll be able to stream it on Scare Network, and there'll be physical copies on DVDs like Malefice. That is the plan. The spirit can be around what? Happens to the best of us, Susan. Oh yeah, definitely. Go Rush fan. Oh, thank you. Definitely, Cheryl. I recently went to my dad's funeral. He died from COVID. Sorry to hear that, Milo. While I was there, I felt him touch my face. While I sat there mourning him, it made me cry even more. I can imagine. My condolences. It's horrible to hear. Sorry. It's also comforting to at least have an experience from someone, potentially from your loved one, knowing that there's something after death. Even though it's sad, it feels like they're gone forever, but it's truly not the case. And in that one moment when you do pass away, it'll feel like as if they never left and you were with them for an eternity. And that makes up for whatever we endure while we're here. Yep, Simon. Hey, Divine Diamond, how we doing? Yeah, they'll do that, Dory. Certain smells that you can recognize, associate with whatever, whoever that loved one is. Hey, Nick, long time. No problem. Damn. Well, have a good night, Simon. Yeah, the flipping coins thing is really wild. Yeah, I literally was getting a vision of a boy, like a white shirt and shorts, and just flipping the coin right in front of me. And for it to come through the box right after that and say flipping coins is just whoa, insane. I don't know if you guys saw the other video with the black thing coming through the door. Now I was seeing a black sphere come in and out of the door of the bathroom in the hotel room, and then Eric caught that. And I know some people are like, "Oh, it's a mouse and this and that," but I just don't think it's a mouse. I mean, everyone has the right to their own opinion, but it just it looks like it's off the ground. It's moving very slowly, and I think those beds that didn't even have an under area for it to go. Um, I don't know. I think it's pretty weird. If that was a first of all, it was a mouse, that'd be one hell of a big mouse. Number two, If it was a mouse or a rat that big, we would have noticed it. I mean, we're sitting there staring at the doorway. There was nothing there. Yeah. The spiderweb feeling happens a lot. Yeah, it's weird. Hello from California, Brandy. I see so many people come through TikTok here, and like most people don't even say anything. They literally just you see so and so join, so and so join, so and so join. I'm like, they must be bouncing in and out of lives everywhere. I've never really done that much live on TikTok, so I'm just starting to experiment it while I'm live on YouTube right now. If you have a question about ghosts or paranormal, shoot. If you want to share something. Yeah, Jennifer. Hey, is it true when you feel spider webs, it's a portal? No, not in my opinion. If you feel spider webs, that's it's just an individual spirit trying to get your attention. My usual telltale sign, if there's a portal, I would be walking over an area of the floor, and my equilibrium would be off. I would be able to walk straight, and there'd just be a strange kind of a circular energy going around. Kind of be something I would lean towards that. I am in Connecticut. Have a good night, Dory. Do you think in the near future you will be performing exorcism and stuff like that for the church or something? No, I can't perform exorcisms. That has to be a priest. I just do exorcisms on locations. That's the way I was taught by Ralph to do that for infestations. But if there's a true exorcism, it'd have to be a real priest. Long Island, nice. Yep, I'm originally from New York. Um, had a beach house growing up in Remsenburg, right near West Hampton, actually. Appreciate if you guys are just coming here. Give this video a thumbs up. If you're in here in this TikTok, give it a like. I guess the likes help the video get out there to random places. And if you can, thank you. I'm just starting to experiment with TikTok a little bit more. Do I believe in Ouija boards? It's not really about the Ouija boards. It's the intent of the individual. I could use anything. It doesn't have to be a Ouija board. It could be paper towel with letters and numbers on it and a pint glass. And my intent is to energize that inanimate object to open up the doorway to communicate with whatever I want to communicate with. That's where the danger lies, in my opinion. So I know some people complain and say that Milton Bradley they wouldn't make a dangerous spirit. It's us who we underestimate the intent of the individual and what they can do to bring something into this world or communicate with it in a way that could be dangerous. Has there ever been an investigation you had to walk away from? One time, Margaret, I wrote about it in my first book, Shadow Chaser. Um, this place called Revenant Acres. It was trying to possess me and all of us in a location. The activity got so insane that we stopped what we were doing. The whole house shook, and it was trying to get inside me. Half my body was, I felt pins and needles in half my body, uh, foul smells and nasty things coming through. And someone had actually been possessed there on video, and it's legit. And we just knew we were just poking this thing at that point, and we were like, we better just leave. Do you have trouble with attachments? I've been oppressed before over the years, but I have a deeper understanding of what goes on with that. Um, so, I mean, I'm a demonologist, so I mean, it's something you got to deal with. They're always looking for a crack in your aura to come and mess with you in your life. But through these dark experiences, you become stronger spiritually and have a more foundation of your faith. Well, it's a good thing you don't try to mess with that, Brandy. I'm sure I haven't been to New Orleans yet, but um, I'm sure there's a lot of strange juju going on around there. But I'd love to go there. I will at some point. Have a good night, Jennifer. For sure. Can spirits change their faces to confuse us to hide their identity? I feel they do confuse our minds. I think they can manifest in different shapes if they're humans, but they can't form into something that they're not if they're a human spirit. It would be have to be inhuman. They can only shape into other things that they're not. Which place is that? Oh, you're talking about New Orleans? I bet. I got to check it out, that place. Well, being a demonologist, it's the study of demonology, study of demons, but also, being able to help people dealing with that sort of haunting. Um, what's the biggest thing I've learned from the Warrens, per se? Well, I mean, the Warrens was the first book I ever read in dealing with the paranormal. Um, it's a very informative book, and obviously, Ralph worked with the Warrens, and he was my mentor in demonology. So that comes from the same, boat, in some ways. But learning about the cases they went on, and how strong their faith was, and how they're approaching cases. I mean, that's we're, you know we're all on the same team, I guess. They made their mark. Um, I wish I could have met Ed Warren. A lot of people think are all paranormal are only demons. What are your thoughts? No, mostly they're just human spirits. Um, it's only a certain amount where it's a true demonic haunting, and there's certain characteristics and manifestations that'll take place where I would associate that notion if it is truly something prenaturnal and inhuman. Um, so and but for someone like me being a demonologist, some of those cases just get drawn to you. They come to you out of nowhere, and you end up dealing with it more so than your average person. But there are a lot of paranormal teams that will get approached by demonic cases, and they don't want to deal with it, and they try to pass it off to somebody. There's always going to be people that don't believe. Um, yeah, but I mean, we're spiritual beings living in a human body, having a human experience. One way or another, energy never dies. So when your human body dies, they'll get that answer. Some people are just meant to be more involved or more open to spirituality than others, just whatever they're meant for in their life. But one way or the other, they will find out that answer. I think it's a humbling gift to be able to have these spiritual experiences, um, you know, doing this sort of stuff and having these experiences and unraveling the mystery of who we truly are. But while we're here, it's a mystery, and it makes it fascinating, endlessly fascinating, and we'll never get all the pieces of the puzzle um, taken away from us to find out the true answer. And that's why we're always pushing, and trying to find out more answers from the unexplained, because we don't have all the answers, and you never know when you go to these places and you go to these haunted locations what's going to happen. So it never gets old. It's just an amazing thing. It's just been a crazy journey for me. Um, yep, it's a gift and a curse. I do it. I'm right there with you. I have medium abilities, rocker, chick. Yeah. Um, yep, I know what you mean. I'm right there with you. But again, that's you know just comes with experience. You become stronger emotionally and spiritually through these experiences throughout the years, and that's what I've been doing. Traveling around the country, and through all my experiences and knowledge that I can attain, try to share that with others and try to help others, living or dead, with those experiences. Thank you, Girl Rush fan, for the likes. How did you do that? How do you send someone likes? Is that something like you like? I don't know much about TikTok, so I'm like a dodo bird. Um, let's see here. Do you have a day job? What do you have to do when you're not traveling? Well, it's been a weird last 2 years. I may have to go back to work at some point. I've been traveling around. Um, okay. Um, I almost did Brandy. I will at some point. It's been a weird two years for me. I left my job to go film a TV show for Travel Channel, and when I came back, and we were finding out the show was going to continue, and I was booking all these events and appearances, and the pandemic hit, and then literally I've been just trying to make the best out of my time ever since. But I've been doing projects and doing stuff, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. I landed some more opportunities. I just did another opportunity. I just landed. See how it comes out and what happens with that. I'm always pushing forward, and as long as I'm busy with my passions. Yeah, thank you. But I'm excited about this new documentary coming out. It's really scary. I think it's gonna really. I'm excited to see it all come together. It's a really terrifying story, and it's not a happy ending either. And but I think it's important, and it can move people and sway people from messing around with that sort of stuff. Oh, thank you, Girlish fan. Thank you, Brandy, for the likes. I didn't know that you can send likes. I guess the likes help your videos get out there more. What are orbs? In my opinion, they are a ball of consciousness. So when you don't have a physical body anymore, that's really the shape of most spirits that they are, unless they're able to project in some sort of other manifestation or shape. Interesting. Well, thank you, girls. I guess that's helping at least a few more people coming in there. It's just strange. I don't know how it works yet. Um, yeah, Brent. Yeah, I was thinking about doing like a GoFundMe. Um, maybe get some people to donate towards that trip too for the Nashville thing. That shit's so expensive to record these songs, but wait till you guys find out about this paranormal experience I had. It tore me up. It was the most beautiful and sad experience I ever had, and one of those songs is dedicated to this experience. I can't talk about it yet, um, but uh, it just sent me through a whirlwind. But it made me want to play my guitar, made me want to write some songs, and I got some new songs I'm gonna finish, and I plan to get going. Yeah, Nick, it's about the possessed girl. Hope to have it by Halloween. If I'm not investigating somewhere, I might dress up. Yeah, I know about the that app. Nice, Cheryl. Yeah, that was insane, Brent. Xavier, what are you saying? How you know you said a priest can only do an exorcism, but what if you were helping a family and you think that one was to perform an exorcism and you couldn't wait for long to get it? It's just not something I'm able to do. It's not something that snap at the fingers you can make happen like that, you know. And you got to eliminate every single rational explanation before you assume the person needs an exorcism. Oh, nice, Nick. Yeah, yeah, I love Nashville. It's great. All good vibes around. Hello, country girl. Nice. You as well. Awesome, Cheryl. No problem. I'll be doing a lot of these chats. I'm going to North Carolina next week to help out with the documentary, and we're going to be doing some live investigations with Eric. So I got a lot of driving to do. Absolutely, Amberly. The easiest way for spirits to communicate are through dreams. I always tell people if they have their loved ones visit them in their dreams, the easiest way for them to give you a message. Done a lot over the last 2 months for sure. But now it's spooky season, and I want to set up doing a lot of live streams. I want to do some more events, Cheryl, where people can investigate with me and do a book signing and stuff like that. I'm going to try to plan some in the next 2 months. Definitely, Amberly. Yep, spooky season is in session. We'll never know, David, but it is interesting how they do different things, different speeds, different shapes. Well, that's comforting, country girl. That's a good positive experience. Yeah, I got a crazy week coming up. I'm going to the shore with Phil, meeting some friends in Jersey, Saturday to Monday. And I got to start driving to North Carolina Tuesday. And I think what I'm going to split up my drive and probably end up in a haunted place and stay there halfway Tuesday night. And then I'll make the other half to Billy. And I got to work on the documentary. And then Thursday night and Friday night, Eric and I are going to do some spots live streaming. And then Saturday night, we have a residential case. We're going to help a girl in her house having some strange stuff go on. Probably bless the home. And then Sunday, we have Cabin on 360 on the way back up. We'll live stream those investigations. is weird. You know, that's what Lorraine Warren told me, to write down your dreams. I'm planning to be live on Tuesday, yes. It's going to be a busy week, but I'm going to be streaming a lot with spooky season, so I'm going to be bouncing around, doing my thing like I've done before. Celebratory spooky season extravaganza. That indeed. Hmm. Anyone else got some questions for me? And again, if you're not aware, again, what I'm doing next week, I'll be in North Carolina. I'll be live streaming with Eric a handful of nights around North Carolina, and then back up in Virginia. We'll be working on the documentary. We'll be taking some pictures behind the scenes of that, posting that. Um, and then there's going to be other stuff coming up too. Actually, when I get back the following week is when I have the Demonology panel in Massachusetts. Absolutely, Susan. We have a blast. Interesting, Sarah. Sean, this has been disturbing to me. 3 nights ago, my neighbors are gone on vacation. I'm sleeping in the living room. I had the knock at the Trinity at 3 a.m. And is that bad? If it just happened once, it's not bad. If it keeps happening and other stuff happening, then I'd start to pay attention to that. I wouldn't say just 3 knocks would be something necessarily that. What's your favorite Halloween candy? You know, yeah, candy corns I used to love too, yeah, but yeah, I don't know. We all love candy. Oh, gosh darn. MBB girl, hello. How we doing? Yeah. Anyone else have any questions? Amy B girl? Anyone up here that's watching on TikTok? I'm going to be doing these little Q&As regarding the paranormal, more so if I'm not live investigating at some haunted places. Follow me on YouTube now too. If you want to watch the main live investigations I do, type in Sean Austin Paranormal or click on the link right from my profile on TikTok. Subscribe from there. Got some cool things coming up, especially next week. Have you ever always wondered where to find your ghost hunting devices? I mean, you know, when I first started, I was just trying to get whatever I can. I heard that was cool. But I've become really friendly with an amazing pioneer in the paranormal field, Gary Galko, who actually created the SB7 Spirit Box, the Melmeter, and stuff like that. And he's been giving me new equipment that I'm so appreciative and humbled to have and use in the field. Um, so I've been getting a lot of cool stuff from him lately. Sounds good, Cheryl. Hey, Bobby. Yes, country girl. Yes. Well, guys, it was nice chatting with you guys. I wanted to update you guys on what I'm doing next week. I'm going to be jumping on again. Um, Thank you, Divine Diamond. Thank you so much. I do. Today, unfortunately, I didn't. I had to drive home 4 hours in the crazy flood, and I'm pretty exhausted. I went to the gym, and I'm knocked out. It's probably why I'm not going to last for a long Q&A tonight. Um, but I'm going to be doing a lot more. I'm appreciative of the nice rapport I got going on with Gary Gorka. He's a pioneer in the field. He's passionate about what he does, and I'm truly appreciative to be around any of that and him um, letting me test out his devices. So it's pretty amazing. No problem, Susan. I will definitely be bouncing on. I'm not sure, Margaret, but definitely I'll figure it out. I am going away Saturday to Monday for the last week in the summer. Definitely Tuesday night. I'm gonna land somewhere haunted, and I'll be by myself, staying probably at a haunted hotel or somewhere. Um, and then yeah, Eric and I will be streaming for the next couple of days after that, and then we got the whole weekend. We're gonna be doing like 3, 4 nights of investigating, live streaming all next week. I'm not sure if I have time tomorrow, but if I can, I will. But definitely coming up a lot next week for sure. Thank you, Julia. So everyone have a wonderful evening. It's nice to come on and see some of your familiar faces, and I will definitely be coming on here and streaming a heck of a lot starting after this weekend. So prepare for lots of ghouls, ghosts, and goblins for the spectacular spooky season. You too, Amberly. Thank you, Country Girl, Brent. Thank you, everyone, and talk to you guys soon. Good night, Susan.